Hello and welcome back. Today we will be doing a starting steps video as Romania, and I know what you might be thinking, that's not a Romanian flag, that's an Austrian flag. You are correct. Normally in order to form Romania, you have to start as Wallachia, gather up some territories, and then eventually form Romania. What we are going to be doing is an accelerated start for Romania, where we are looking to, in the diplomacy tab, release Romania, which of course we can't at the start of the game because we don't control the Romanian capital. This is something you can do. You can also do this notably with Poland, if you are playing, as either Austria or Prussia. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be taking the territories we need as Austria and then releasing all of Romania as fast as we can, with the exception of Moldova. We'll come back to that. But this way we have a sort of start as Romania where we will be much more powerful kind of at the beginning of the game, and we won't have this extended period of time playing as a really minor one-state country, and instead we will kind of feel like we have a bit of a country ourselves. As far as the start goes, we're going to kind of go through it at an accelerated pace and not necessarily explain too much, but the things to keep in mind is when we form Romania, we're going to be moving the capital to Békés, however this is pronounced. We do care about our money a little bit because we will maintain whatever ratio we have in terms of balance and debt when we release Romania, and we also care a little bit about our technology because we will also have the same technology as our overlords has when they released us. In this case, we will be inheriting the Austrian tech, which is pretty substantive, and we also care about the laws that are passed. And this is kind of what we need to keep in mind, and it's going to be a little important, but not overwhelmingly important. One very important one is we are going to be inheriting the institutions, and we are going to be at a bureaucratic deficit when we release Romania. So first order of business, we want to decrease law enforcement, and then we're going to try and pass some laws. Now, in theory, you could try and re-roll until you have a guy that's a jingoist. This would probably be ideal, but instead we're just going to do this. We're going to do this, and we're going to come and try and pass either professional police force, dedicated police force, or in our case, colonial exploitation. We do want to be able to colonize once we get released. So we're going to go colonial exploitation here. As far as the authority goes, we don't really care about bolstering at all. And so what we can do is we could do kind of two things here. We don't care about bolstering because we don't care what Austria's IGs look like after we will be releasing Romania. And so we're going to put in a bunch of consumption taxes, but we're also going to use some conscription stuff. And I think we're going to conscript in Vienna and in Bohemia because I believe, let's just actually just take a look and confirm our suspicions. Vienna and, so East Galicia is at 10. Bohemia's 16. Central Hungary's 8. So in East Galicia and in Bohemia, we will be putting down a couple of edicts, and this will just kind of make this a little bit smoother. It will help us to release, or it'll help us to get some wars done. We will go enlistment efforts in East Galicia. I saw another one in this place that was pretty high, and we're going for places that have a lot of conscription centers because this will get them up to like 50 conscription centers. We'll be able to win wars really easy. We're also going to crank this up. We're going to put in as much taxes as we can. Again, we really don't care about long-term consequences for anything that's going on in Austria. We just want to make a lot of money because the money will matter. But the people being pissed at us, the radicals, that will not matter at all. And then what we will also be doing is we will be ramping up construction in territories that are going to be ours. So we're going to go a couple construction centers, just a nice little three ball there, and then we will want to build some government administrations and some paper because we're going to be needing these things. And we will come into tech, and we, keeping in mind that we will be inheriting all tech, we will want to kind of do the standard start where what we really care about is kind of getting railroads, water tube boiler, and egalitarianism at the very beginning. We can start with egalitarianism straight away. I think we will do that, considering we already have atmospheric engine. Yeah, let's start egalitarianism, and this will probably be the only tech we research as finish as Austria, but we will see. We could also do mechanical tools into railways, something like this. Okay, and then is there anything else we need to be concerned about? We are making a ton of money, but this is for now because we will be day one-ing over here, and we will be conquering Wallachia against the Ottoman Empire. And then we will also put in several other war goals. We will be liberating Moldova and taking Dobruja. So, because these are the territories we care about, we don't care about infamy at all. Not a single bit. Not even the slightest bit. And then we will also be liberate country, Moldova. We could liberate Serbia too, but we're trying to have minimal impact on the rest of the game start. Just because we want to start as Romania doesn't mean we want to wreck Austria as much as possible. Although this will be a little bit of a consequence because they are going to have a ton of infamy when they release, and then they're going to be way weaker. Also, we will likely have Prussia dow us at some point, because this is the Prussia way on this patch, and so this is just something to keep in mind. I think we do need to recruit a general at the start of the game, yeah, in South Germany. And we will do this, and then we will mobilize conscripts as needed. I don't think it's really too needed, but we'll just mobilize a couple anyways in the states where we are encouraging the conscription, just kind of speed things up a little bit. We have the matter of Hungary, but this is a journal entry, not for us. This is a journal entry for Austria. We are Romania here, and so this is a way to kind of get a much faster start. We're going to go speed 5 because we don't really care about min-maxing our play very much. We do want to kind of focus on building, as far as we are controlling construction, we do want to keep it all in Romanian land, and we want to kind of set ourselves up to be in a good spot later on. In fact, we could even encourage manufacturing here, so the auto queue would be more likely to build here. I'm not sure this is necessary. The Ottomans declare rivalry. We could have asked for war reps. It's really not important. We could add both these to primary. We'll just re-roll if this doesn't pop off. It pops off, and we're going to get a nice little enforcement here. We're going to get the 2 territories we need off the kebabs, and then we're also going to be liberating Moldova, which is an important point. We need them to be free so that we can take them once we are Romania. We will have a truce as Austria, but Romania will not have a truce. So this will allow us to be big fast. Hopefully we get a good tick on this. We do not get the best tick, but we will do crooked connections. Again, we do not care about anything ever at all whatsoever, other than, you know, kind of enforcing as quickly as possible. We're losing a little bit of money, not a big deal, but these government administrations are going to be essential. We do want to get down onto this level 1 law enforcement, so that we are not absolutely wrecked in terms of government administrations once we kind of fill out a little bit here. And we are going to pass as many laws as we can, which is not going to be too many, because we're going to be up in it pretty soon. And then we're going to kind of do a little bit of a more economy-focused talk on Romania as far as once we get there. But I like this start quite a lot for playing as Romania, so that way we don't have to, you know, have the really slow Wallachia start. Kaiser intervenes, his will be done. It's a shame he's about to give up all this territory. Wowza. And we perhaps could have landed the capital here, but we're going to enforce really quick either way, and we just kind of want to play quickly and get through this as quickly as possible. I suppose if you wanted to get it before, I think we're going to get before 1840 either way. We liberate and conquer. For whatever reason, that did not show us conquering the other state, but now we are going to declare war on Russia, and we are going to go for Bessarabia. However this is pronounced, I apologize on the pronunciation front. And we are also going to conquer the Russian Dobruja. We do not need to put in war reps, but for this war we will conscript everybody, because this is the big war to win. And this is kind of the one we care about. We will be losing money throughout this war, but we have a nice bank, and hopefully we do not leave our Romanian cause too in the dirt as a consequence of this. We will mobilize. Hopefully also Prussia does not join. That might require us to put down a few more conscription edicts, but I think we could even win even if Prussia joins. But this is not too big a deal either way. Notably, I think I said this at the start, but I do believe you can also do this for Poland if you wanted to play as a full Poland. Starting out as either Austria or Prussia is probably the way to go. Spain declares rivalry. You don't say. We have a ton of infamy. Don't care. New hair, who dis? New infamy, who dis? They're going to conscript a whole bunch. We see France joins them. That is certainly not ideal. And so we're going to take a pause, and we are going to, for this budget, we're going to get rid of all this. Which this is going to be big expensive. Next up, we're going to take a look at the barracks. Sorry, the conscription centers. And all the places that have a decent, so West Slovakia, Bekes, Lombardy, Central Hungary. Alright, let's put down some edicts in these. Decrees, enlistment efforts. So I think West Slovakia, Bekes, Central Hungary. I think Austria is also decent on this front. And then we will also see, we're just going to take a quick look through here. Dalmatia is out of 50. Oh, it's not out of 50. So Bekes we put down. Lombardy, Moravia, Austria. Lombardy. Moravia. Oh, is this all we can afford? So Moravia. And then we'll bring this back down. We will pay our people virtually nothing because we don't care. And now we will have big, huge guys. We're going to see if we can recruit a general here. We can recruit one in the Danube HQ. And we will have them just push or whatever. And can we do anything else? So it looks like Moldova joined against us, so we can conquer Moldova in one go as well. France declared a rivalry. I think we can win this war. We'll see what we can do here. We only have to get everything. Russia declares a rivalry. We have pretty big differences in mobilization, but we'll see how much France commits to this. We notably are conscripting up huge. We could change up our PMs a little bit. I don't think... Well, actually, everyone that's not on line infantry, we want on line infantry. I think we won't change that one, but everyone that's not on line infantry, we'll just leave that one. The other one, but we will be changing some up to line infantry. Got quite a big force. Maybe we want to move some over. I think this front will close out pretty quick, as with this one. Let's just take a quick look and make sure we are fully recruited. So we see we have another guy in the Danubian HQ. We don't really care which generals are where. And so we'll put this guy here and look to just kind of enforce on Moldova pretty quick here. And we will... This war is actually pretty nice that Moldova joined. That way we don't have to start a new war, you know, as our... once we're Romania, but see, we are hemorrhaging money. And so it's important to know we're going to inherit the same bank, and so we want to enforce relatively quickly. So we're probably going to be trying to do some type of landing. We're going to recruit a general. We're going to recruit in the Italy HQ, I suppose. We're going to recruit this guy, I guess. And we're going to try and do a landing into Russia's capital here. Just to try and speed things up, we mainly need to enforce on them. We'll just get the enactment chance here. We do want to kind of wait until we get colonial exploitation and research egalitarianism before releasing Romania, even if we finish this war before then. But hopefully we can, you know, get a little bit done beforehand. It looks like we're enforcing reasonably fast. We are probably not going to get this landing off, so we will just, you know, keep on keeping on. I think we do want to come in here and designate the strategic objective of here, specifically because we just need to take that in order to enforce. We didn't put in a bunch of extra war goals, just Dobruja, Moldova, etc. Mostly etc. So we should be able to enforce quite quickly once we get there. We'll just come in down here. Hopefully this front combines. Okay, we don't really care about radicals at all. And we see our paper mill is about to finish. And so I think we're going to add another government administration. I do believe we kind of desperately need those. And then we're going to come in and build a tooling workshop because we will want to put down tools pretty quick once we start transitioning to our Romanian economy, which is not quite yet. Colonial exploitation. We don't care about the radicals at all. We would love to get colonization, though. Notably, we should have been improving relations a little bit as Austria. This makes a small difference, but it's not too big a deal. It's mainly just about, you know, kind of getting all this done. We will pull a guy out from here, and we'll put him on this front, because we are trying mainly to push this front. We just need to take this in order to start getting enforcement on them, and notably, we are cracking their skulls here because they have huge casualties relative to their overall force, and we do not have really that many casualties. We also don't even care if they like overrun us on this front. We just really need to win this front over here. Oop, we didn't want to reassign there. No. Where's our big guy? Big boy? Big boy. We'll stay here. We're getting defeated, unfortunately. Why don't we try and naval invade just here in Dobruja? Hopefully we can get in on it and start enforcing. We do get colonial exploitation, so we will go for another law here that hopefully will be somewhat useful. You know, total separation would be kind of okay. Ooh, you know what would be the biggest useful is getting onto proportional taxation. It looks like we can't pass it yet because we don't have egalitarianism. So I guess we'll go for dedicated police force. Again, don't care if people get pissed. Don't care at all. Looks like they're pushing into us. Big unfortunate. And can they enforce on us? No, because they do not occupy Transylvania. So we are just going to bleed them out. And we get in on Dobruja here. And we are going to try and land Oh, we are going to start enforcing on them immediately. So we don't even need to do another landing. Of course, we are hemorrhaging cash here. But we are going to enforce relatively quickly. And then just release Romania. Bye-bye. See ya. Of course, waiting for this tech to be researched. Because we get released with the tech and the laws of our overlord. So we will want to do that. But we'll, in the meantime, just kind of build up a huge bank for Romania here. As much as we can. Yep. Going to enforce. Ba-ba-ba. Notably, it's like 2 years into the game and we're going to have a full all provinces Romania. And so this is another thing, again, can't emphasize this enough. A lot of people complained you can't play Poland. We are actually going to even wait a little bit, but we are going to keep all the taxes cranked up and we're going to get rid of all of our edicts. All of our decrees, as it were. Oop. Actually, will you guys take white peace? Oh wait, they want to liberate Transylvania. We don't super care about that, but we care a little bit. So we will not... Okay, we will import paper just to satisfy this. Now, it's important to note we could have started doing the Corn Laws event, and maybe we should have, but we were kind of less focused on that. We are going to put in a bunch of consumption taxes with the authority that we got. Or the little bit. So let's crank this up. Let's put in a consumption tax on services, which will stem the monetary bleeding. We do care about the money a little bit. Actually, now we're going to try and... We're going to prioritize export and see if we can get a market liberal guy. I don't think we're going to be able to get there in time, but we'll see. What is this? Wow, market liberal event just pops instantly. So this is invoking the core laws. We are going to do this as Romania, and so maybe we should have waited. I'm not sure if you play as a release subject if you can do the thing, but we're just going to try and white piece these guys out. We're going to wait until they're not mad about this, which I think they, yeah. God, this is going to be exhausting if we have to push them out manually. I think we are going to take down all the conscripts edicts, though. I think our army's big enough that we can actually just beat France at this sort of game, kind of, anyways. And so we're gonna try and do that. They got a landing off, though, so that's kind of big nice for them, I guess. They are gonna get a little bit of a push here, and then we're gonna get guys assigned. We're gonna come down into the edicts, or the decrees, rather, and we're gonna get rid of all these. We're just gonna try and... You know, we want Romania to be set up with kind of a decent money situation. Again, we're not super... I guess we kind of care about this stuff, but we don't, like, super care about the economy stuff because we are releasing Romania pretty soon here. But we do care about how much money we have in the bank. We care about this quite a bit. I guess we could tax grain if we wanted to wreck their economy. But we're just going to tax the normal stuff. Not look to actively subvert... Austria, a modern conservative, a new leader for the age. So we will be able to maybe get one law change in here. We will just pick the most legitimate thing right here, and then we will come in and we will go for free trade so that we get released on free trade, hopefully. This is the plan. This is the way. This guy's gonna get bricked. We're gonna try and get this. We get egalitarianism. So I guess what we actually kind of want to go is... maybe or for proportional taxation, we're going to just take, you know, the free tick here and then go proportional taxation. We're going to actually, we're going to wait for the mechanical tools as well, I suppose. Because we're like right there. White piece, sure, bud. And then we're just going to kind of work on the bank more than anything and getting a few kind of industries down here. We're going to go for steel mills as well. After these. Actually, yeah, we're just going to wait for the mechanical tools to finish and this tick on the law to finish. This is going to be... We will kind of go for the enactment chance. I don't think we're going to get there in time, though. And we're just going to get the tech and get out. We will release Romania here in just a second. Because you lose all of the tech progress, unfortunately. But we get mechanical tools, and now, we will go into the diplomacy tab. Notably, we're not going to have all this infamy as well, this 73 infamy. We're going to go to diplomacy, we're going to go release subject, and we're going to release Romania with all their constituent states here. Big happy, big nice. We're going to release, and we're going to click play as well, and now we have Romania. Now, you'll notice we got some problems here at the start, and so we will now kind of do a proper sort of starting steps here as Romania, which also notably zero infamy and a loud car outside. So we're going to, as far as tech goes, I think we're going to go water tube boiler first. We don't have huge infrastructure issues. We're relatively upfront on technology, so we're kind of in a decent shape. Now we are going to be having small arms problems and various other problems because we don't have all the goods in our market. If you look, we're mainly going to be kind of rural kind of industries, except for the ones we built in Bekes. So we will be coming down, and what we will be doing is, I have to refamiliarize myself a little bit with this territory, but I believe it's here we might be, or no, I think here we want to encourage the resource industries. Yeah, okay, so we're going to encourage the resource industries here, and we're going to encourage manufacturing here, and kind of focus on these two, mainly going to focus on the resource industries, at least initially. And we are going to put the logging camps as a bit of priority, and we are going to fix all of our buildings as well, and then we're going to import stuff and fix all of that. So we want to be on the later PMs for everything. So for example, lathes, the big reason why, if we take a look in here, or let's take a look, is that you want lathes because you will switch from Merchant Guild to privately owned. Merchant Guild guys, only the shopkeepers contribute 5% of their income to the investment pool. Privately owned contributes 20%, and this is a big function of your ability to build stuff early. And so we will kind of go with this. We will want to get onto steel tools as soon as our steel finishes, so this is kind of where we're at. We will want to switch to sulfide pumping. As a consequence, we will want to be switching. We're going to go filing cabinets. We will want to be, I think... do we even have sulfur? I don't think we have sulfur here at the start of the game. So we are going to have to import sulfur, but we will be resolving that sulfur need kind of early-ish. And we will be recruiting some generals and doing some things and making some moves. So I think we have to pause for this to... Or we can come through this lens. Alright, let's import some sulfur. Nope, we are not even in our own market yet, so that's going to take some time. Okay, let's just spend the rest of our authority and look to unpause and go. We are going to want to bolster the Industrialists to get them in power. And I think we can still go corn laws. Yeah, we can still go corn laws because we haven't gone corn laws yet. That was previous. We're going to increase taxes a little bit. We're going to set prioritize export so we can go corn laws ourselves, which is going to allow us to get a market liberal conservative, which will allow us to reform stuff quite quickly, although this guy's a reformer. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we want to really get. But, yeah, we're already on property amendment. Alright, fair enough. Cultural exclusion, no. Professional army. Dedicated police force, nope. We want that market liberal, boyo. Okay. So, we're going to quickly go through the buildings now. We kind of already did it a little bit with sulfide pumping. We definitely want these on secular. And we are going to come through here. I'm going to set them on... Vineyards are eventually will be the most profitable. Let's just set them on there for now. We're going to go slaughterhouses. We can't go atmospheric engine pump yet, but we do really want to go sawmills. And we kind of want probably a split on the hardwood production. And we're going to take it on pause and let things kind of right themselves. We're going to declare an interest over here in Indonesia, which is our only interest. And we're going to see about recruiting a general and seeing what we can do here. We're going to take this... this guy, the rural folk guy, and we're going to see about recruiting one more general, and we'll take the armed forces boyo, and we are going to see if we have any navy. I don't think we do. We have no flotillas, and so for the benefit of our expansion, we probably will be going that relatively early. We did incur a bunch of the debt that we had, and we are paying a decent amount of interest, but we should be recognized, so we should be in relatively good shape. We do have an absolute monarchy. It's an absolute unit of a woman here as our monarch. And so, let's see. Literacy, we're struggling a little bit. We probably don't need this much military, and I don't think we need to be paying in the conscription center for these, but we'll keep them on just in case something weird happens. We'll switch up to the PMs that are good, and we will look to import some of these small arms and such. That's right. We are not yet inside of our own market. So we experience a lot of pain at the start. That's why we had built so much government administrations, because we are at a huge bureaucratic deficit, which causes a lot of problems. You notice we have this investment pool growing, but we cannot use it at this current juncture, so we want to get on some things. Corn laws are coming through. That will help us, because we will want to go laissez-faire. Now, you have a shortage. Are we in our side of our own market yet? I think we are, so I think we can trade. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah, so we're going to import from Austria the weapons and the sulfur, if we can. Which notably costs more bureaucracy. This is, as far as starts go, it's very uncomfortable to be in this, but we're going to work our way through it and then declare victory as the starting steps go. We'll come up on the speed a little bit. We are... We maybe want to be deleting military at this juncture, actually. So we're going to delete some of these military buildings. We're going to delete the ones that aren't multiples of 5, because otherwise I'd want to tear my hair out. And we are going to be moving the capital to Békés. And so we'll do this, and then maybe we want to delete a little bit more. We'll delete in northern Transylvania, because we're going to be hiring more there. And 20 is a kind of decent number here. And this will save us quite a bit of money, and we'll still have 20 will be a nice kind of number that we can expand and play around with. We'll promote this guy, so we have a nice kind of spread, 13-7. I think we will come into diplomacy, and we will look to improve relations with our 2 neighbors. Now, why can't we improve with Austria? Because they're amicable. Man, they're notorious. What have you been up to? Weird. Okay. We are going to be coming on to steel tools. Let's see what else we have shortages of. Shortages of clippers, not surprising. This might not even be worth it because of the negative bureaucracy we run off of it. I think we will actually probably just want to build another government administration instead of this chop-chop. Could we go iron frame? Let's take a look at our buildings again. I believe we do have some amount of iron. If we have a pretty solid amount of iron, I mean, we might be able to just go iron frame. Let's take a look at the price of iron in our market. No, we can't do it. This is a bridge too far. Yes. Oh, I forgot to spend all the authority. What am I doing with my life? Okay, let's come in here. And let's spend all this stuff. Focusing on the luxuries. And then we can do the trick here to pay a little bit more. And then we'll bring this back down. We are going for the modern conservative, so is there another law we want to pass in the meantime? Not really. And now we're making a little bit of money, so we're climbing our way out of this hole, and we will notably be getting up on some things. We have that coming up, so I think we will want some lead. Do we not have any lead? No, we have some lead. Okay. We're going to expand this once, put it on auto expand. We're going to put this ahead. The government administration is going to take a hot minute. And then we get our modern conservative, a new leader for the age. So we did this already a little bit with the Austria, but it's important to emphasize why this is so important. Right now, this guy's a reformer. He supports cultural exclusion, property of women, compulsory primary school, blah, blah, blah. We will go a new leader for our age. Now he's a market liberal, and he will support serfdom, abolish free trade, child labor law, and laissez-faire. Very importantly, we really would like free trade because that makes it cost less bureaucracy per trade route, and we kind of need these trade routes, and the bureaucracy will help us out a lot right now. We kind of don't want to be building bureaucracy things right now. We want to be doing other stuff. Ooh, I forgot. So we actually can be colonizing. So we're going to try and go through Suzu up here into Messina, into eastern Mali for the unique building, which is extremely strong. And since we can't conquer anyone at this juncture anyways, this will be kind of a decent look. We have a decent amount of population. It's all incorporated, if I'm not mistaken. Incorporated, 9 million. Unincorporated, it's just these guys here. So this will actually go at a decent clip. If we can get into Fuda-Jalan, this will be really nice. Spark of the Revolutions. Oh, we get revolutionaries. This is fantastic. Radicals at the gates. And so, we don't want to restore order. But we do like tech. So we'll take the progress, the rise of radicalism. Support the radical movement. Perfect. We love it to see it. So we do have a radical intelligentsia boyo here who's going to help us. Okay. Free trade. We will take this event for the prestige. The prestige will be big nice. And we will end the Corn Laws event chain by doing this. Which will get rid of a lot of radicals. Which hopefully helps this out. They want to preserve mercantilism. Except now they're going to decrease because we got rid of the radicalism. Perfect. Big nice. Don't think... Let's see. What else are we wanting? So we will have to resolve that ourselves. Let's take a look at the market. We are, of course, putting out fires because we don't start out with a stable situation at the start, which is... The glassworks is going to be coming up in just a second. But this coal is going to be not yet behind the thing. We are encouraging the resource industries here, so we're going to put this ahead. And we're going to put it ahead of the logging. We are focused on building up here. Importantly, the resources are really good early on, so we are encouraging resource industries here so that we can get a lot more throughput, which was just kind of makes it more of a building, which is going to kind of hype us up at the beginning. We are going to be also trying to get on stirring radicalism. It can happen anywhere. I think there's probably more pops in... I don't know. I don't care enough to look. Alright, so this is going to make our trade routes all cost a bit less, which is going to help us out here. And we are going to kind of do the other reform, which is Laissez-Faire, which is going to allow the auto queue to take up a lot more of the money. Now, if you take a look, we have an investment pool that's growing. When the auto queue can take up... 3/4 of the money, this will mean that this will start draining and we can up construction, and so this will be big nice. More money of the investment pool transfer will go to the construction goods. It'll cover 3/4. We will lose control of 3/4 of the queue, but we just expand the queue, and so we will have roughly control of the same amount of construction, and we can expand it very easily just by going on to this, the iron stuff. So we'll bring this up as well, so we can put in another tax, and we will do that, and then we'll come back down here. And so stirring radicalism, you're telling me it can happen anywhere. All right, we're starting to get a lot of radicalism here. So hopefully we can decrease these things. We will, of course, put down another... Well, actually, let's see if we have insufficient tax capacity anywhere. We do in Moldova. And so we'll add a couple of government admins here, and we will put the logging camp. Unfortunately, we are going to be having a bit of a negative construction efficiency here. This is not ideal. Can we switch on to iron frame yet? So yeah, the thing is I think this might cause a shortage in iron, but maybe it won't quite. We do have a decent amount of iron industries, so we'll make them more profitable, and this will give a larger investment pool contribution. I think we'll take the enactment chance, yeah. And get ourselves on Laissez-Faire, and then we will be trying to get very nicely onto proportional taxation, and then we can just pop off. Might be a little bit hard to pass through this guy, but we'll see what we can cook up in terms of like forming a legitimate looking government. And we are, of course, colonizing through here. We haven't declared a war yet, but we will want to declare a war on Fuda-Jalon when we can. We don't have ships. Otherwise, if we had ships, we would want to invade Brunei. But I think that we kind of want to resolve this problem before we build boats. And so this is kind of where we're going here. With Laissez-Faire coming in, I think we can add a couple construction centers here. Because, yeah, so see now, this number is now contributing like 3/4, or is covering 3/4 of the construction goods, so we can just add more construction. We lose control of some of the construction, but we just add construction, and it becomes net just overall more construction. You can think of construction as being your overall growth, and so this is a good thing. Alright, so what do we need to do? We need someone with the ideology radical, to be... not insurrectionary? We'll see about trying to get these guys happy. I mean, they do want to get off of autocracy, I assume. Let's see if we can give that to them, because we did get on... Yeah, so let's see if we can reform the government and form something a little bit more legitimate looking. So we can get that, and that'll be unacceptable. And we could go for, let's see, who will support landed voting? The rural folk, we can't put them in right now because they're radicalized. So just the Intelligentsia. Alright, who will support proportional taxation? The armed forces will. So I think we might want to do this and try and get on to the next tax level. I think actually we'll just go try and do this, and we will go laws, and we will go into kind of getting onto a voting system that is going to kneecap the landowners a little bit, and then we will switch back and try and work onto our new tax method, and then we will come back and do a law that's more limiting, because landed voting will limit the power of the landowners quite a bit, which will be nice kind of in the short term. Although we are causing radicals. They are in different movements though, so this is nice. Actually, in theory, we could actually just switch sides in this, because these guys have most of the military, right? A majority of the military. And so if we can get this rev to pop off, this would also be nice. Is there a good way for us to provoke that? To make them really big upset. I mean, we could try and go outlawed dissent or something like that. A lot of people support it though, and I don't think we want to move in that direction if that were to pass. Interesting. We are losing a bunch of money now. Hopefully the queue picks up a little bit. Let's take a look. We are running, of course, shortages kind of everywhere. We will import from the British market as best we can, or just from any market, really, to try and solve these problems. Yes, this is a bit of a problem. We'll import this from the British market, at least on a temporary basis. We do want to be supporting it ourselves, but we kind of just really want to have a bunch of construction ourselves. Landed voting is having some progress here. Yeah, so maybe once we get on landed voting, these guys will accumulate in cloud enough? Probably not. We are trying to get this number down, which is what this is about. But the construction efficiency is not very good here, but they also don't have enough tax capacity here, and so this is going to be kind of long-term good. Big nice here. Breeding and education, my two favorite things. Okay, I think we just... Well, we make the Intelligentsia mad, right? Because if the Intelligentsia joins this group and the rev pops off, that would be fantastic. That would be big nice, as it were. We are about to finish this. And we did finish some coal, and we did finish the lead. So let's come in here and switch on to leaded glass and ceramics. Ceramics will create a demand for dyes, so we're going to have to import that. We'll import from the British, I guess. We don't have a whole lot of... Well, we have some convoys. We'll import from the Liberians. And then we will need to kind of put in a little bit more construction of stuff. What we will do here... We'll do first here. We are going to set these tooling industries on auto-expand. And we're going to add one. And then we're going to build iron mines here, and we'll put them on auto-expand as well. And since this is our place where we're encouraging the resource industries, we want to be doing that. We will get the radical in charge of there, which will be nice in the long term. All right, our political movement goes away, which is kind of unfortunate. And now we get a new one, but this is going to be a nothing burger of an event. Okay. But again, we are encouraging resource industries here, so we want to build up the resource industries high here and focus on that initially, and then transition to more manufacturing in Becas, which eventually we will move the capital to. This is the plan, because it has the most arable land, which is the reason why we're doing it, so it can build the tallest. We'll take speed here, and we'll take a look over here. So we are gonna get in there in 3 years. And we're going to finally be able to use some of our infamy. We have not been thus far, but we are going to be going for the Mosque of Djenne. It looks like no one can cut us off here, and so we are going to be trying to capture Fudo Jalan and continuing in. Water tube boilers unlocked. Let's take a look at our PMs. The rural PMs are the important ones here. Oh, we should have been on this forever ago, so let's switch over to all this. And a little bit haphazard. And we will go railways next. I'm not sure we quite need them yet, but we don't have anything we necessarily really want to push quickly, except maybe pharmaceuticals and quinine, actually. This is intriguing. Alright, let's just take a quick look. How badly do we need the railways? Can we put them off? We're just going to take a look at our infrastructure here. I don't think we... I think we want the railways. We're just going to do the railways. This is fine. During radicalism, it could happen anywhere. especially Moldova. We want this event to go away. We want the revolution to win, though. Mining accident, you're telling me. We will cake up the Industrialists, and we are doing okay, but that's because we're not constructing anything. Okay. I was hoping the auto queue would be a little bit more active, but I guess maybe not. So we're going to up this. We're going to up this. It is on auto expand. It should be auto expanding. Of course, there is not very much demand for steel, but we are increasing it here. We're going to add another one there in the queue. We do have an auto queue for the shipyards, which is going to kind of nuke our need for a trade route. We're going to get rid of this trade route because it's not very profitable anymore now that we are on our condensing pump engine. And we get landed voting, which is big nice, and we get intensive agriculture, which is also kind of nice. So we will come in here, and now we will reform the government. We can't have a legitimate government here. Not very easily. I think we're going to try for this. And now we are going to try for proportional taxation. We're going to see what we can do here. But this will overall kneecap the power of the landowners. Landowners are also really happy with us. And so this is going to be nice. The landowners are happy because they are a market liberal. And we've been passing a bunch of market liberal stuff. And so even though we're passing something they hate, they're still okay with it. And proportional taxation will be absolutely huge once we can get onto it. And it also makes a lot of these groups happy. And so we might be able to pull them into government at some point. You know, if we could do this, this would be better. Of course, it's illegitimate, but we'll see what it looks like after the election. Just trying to get onto proportional taxation here. We are making a bunch of money, so of course that means we're going to expand construction. Now, what are we running a shortage of? Tools. Okay. We are going to increase the construction to 3 here. Oop. To 5 here, 5 construction centers, and then we should be in good shape. We're going to take a look if we have touched here. Nope, not yet. And we're going to evaluate, of course, our fertilizer PMs, and we're going to turn them on, which will make these a lot more efficient, a lot more food to go around, which will make Pops happy. These 2 construction centers coming in should be nice, but they are going to continue to drive up the demand for tools. And let's see if we can make something somewhat... Can we do this? We do this. Alright, so the rural folk are bigger, and the rural folk also support this. Yes, so we will go for the rural folk kind of version here with these guys, and this will give us a much better chance on proportional taxation every tick, as long as the rural folk are kind of big. We will get rid of one of these taxes here. And maybe we will lower taxes a little bit because we're starting to make some money. Money moves. And I think we can afford that, and... Perhaps we do not want the apocalyptic vision of the Forever Rebellion. And we get proportional taxation here. That is super nice that we kind of just get it on the first tick. That is actually big fantastic because now we will be cranking up, getting turned up. Absolutely huge. We will put that down here. We'll credit the Industrialists. And we'll take a look at what we maybe want to do here. Man, that's just shocking. We just, like, absolutely bink it on the first go. I think we'll want to go no migration controls somewhat early, but we don't want to necessarily make the rural folk pissed, but they're kind of happy right now, right? We could also try and go for something like wealth voting, or even census suffrage. I don't think we're ready. This will radicalize the landowners. I'm not sure we're ready for that type of thing. This will also radicalize a whole bunch of people. I think we mainly just don't want to make anyone super pissed. This will not... Yeah, this radicalizes a bunch of people. I think poor laws is kind of... Well, no, people don't like poor laws either. I think it's just sit and chill. And be happy that we got proportional taxation on the first tick like an absolute boss. And so our construction will be cranking up pretty high here. In Romania. Have we gotten this yet? Nope. Got another 360 whatever days. I think at the back of all this, we do want to make a motor industry. And let's check our trade routes and see what we can do. We, of course, finished the shipyard, so we don't need to import that anymore. And let's see now about trying to create... Well, no, we still got to get out from under this. We are still running a deficit in terms of government needs. And so we really do want to resolve that first. So we're actually going to do this. Some of this action. and then build our 2 government administrations, and then once we've resolved this bureaucracy, which is giving us huge tax waste, then we will be able to like bump up construction quite a lot, probably get to maybe around 150-ish and run a little bit of a deficit spend. Truly one of the people of our time. Well, we're fine with the radicals though. We actually would prefer them. And we're going to slowly move towards, you know, some of these later voting things. In fact, how mad do the landowners get? They get pretty mad. See, we need their clout to come down, which it will be coming down a little bit as we are on landed voting. And want to switch over to wealth voting. Man, can we pass anything? They're so... Why are you so mad? You still have the market liberal guy. These guys will get super pissed anyways later. I mean, maybe we just go wealth voting right now. Because I think they're pissed either way, right? And maybe we actually should cake up the Industrialists first, but we'll just see what this rev perhaps eventually looks like. It's just everyone, so we can't do this. We would need help from Daddy. We don't have a Daddy, so we're gonna cut that out. And I think we probably need to put them back in government for legitimacy reasons. Let's just throw them in government and maybe sit on this for a while and let people cool down, let calmer heads prevail. But we are getting very close to, you know, kind of running a bureaucracy surplus here, which is going to be big nice. Radicals at the gates. Alright. High radicalism. A lot of turmoil from radical pops here. This is the springtime of the people. We are trying to get onto the suffrage that you want. I think we'll take the university in Becca's. This is fine. Let's check our journal and see if we have the university event. I don't think we do. We have this one. We have restore order. What do we need to do? National Guard, Secret Police? I don't think so. We'll take the disorder, as it were. We are trying to bring up the Industrialists. We're gonna add some of these at the back of the queue. These are gonna be our, you know, big money things. Now that we're kind of starting to right everything. Right the ship a little bit. Now, okay, so now we can do some routes. We can do some import routes. I think we're gonna even put another government administration in the back here because we want to do more routes. But we can look to import a lot of the rural goods because we don't want our autocube building it. And so we're gonna just take a look at what we can do. Man, their prices are already depressed in our market. That's not ideal. Can import this from the British. Not ideal indeed. We don't want the autocube building it is the thing. I mean, we could import this from the Liberian market, but it's not that profitable yet. We could also look to export some of our goods that we are producing quite a lot of, like softwood, for example, or tools even. We can export tools to the Austrian market. I think I like this. It will help us to specialize tools a little bit. And let's also try and export it to the British market. And this will increase the price of tools in our market, which will allow us to build this specific tooling workshop higher, which will allow us to kind of abuse economies of scale quite a bit and come on up with a bit of a specialization, which is going to be nice. A bit later, we'll take another look at like the rural goods and see if we can do anything, but right now the prices are pretty depressed, and so here we are. So we're going to take a save. And the goal is we are going to try and work our way towards Eastern Mali here. Now, we have a ton of infamy, and if you're not using... Or, sorry, we have no infamy. And if you're not using your infamy decay, you're losing it. So we will go after Fuda Jalan here, and we will just look to conquer state them. This will give us 5 infamy. And we will just come in, mobilize all our guys, and throw them on the front. Now, we want... These people want rights of assembly. This is a movement we are super fine with. The thing is it radicalizes the landowners. And we can't let the landowners rev, but we kind of want to give them what they want here. Now we notice that we have this situation, so let's see what we have in terms of ports. Are you on anchorages? No. Alright, so we're going to just build another port here as well, and hope that that helps out a little bit. Alright, so will this cause a revolution? It will cause a revolution with all of our guys in it. So we actually do want to trigger this revolution if we can. We will just join the other side. And we'll probably take a save before it pops off. Hopefully we can enforce on this before all that happens. Because this radicalism, it should... No, don't go down. We want you going up. We want the springtime of the people. Alright. We will add some construction centers here, which is kind of our secondary place we're focusing on. This is our resource focus. The other place is our industrial focus. And actually, we have this huge bank. We can definitely go up to 5. Yeah, we can definitely expand these construction centers like this. We want this revolution. I guess we just have to make them really pissed. So landowners won't go for outlawed descent, right? If we go for outlawed descent, I think that will cause them to... Alright, we're just going to set up the imported paper. And then we're just going to delete it because this just finishes the entry. And then we'll just need to expand the paper ourselves. Yeah. We successfully completed it, and then we're just going to delete it. We're also going to delete this route. It's not profitable right now. This is fine. Just look to micromanage that a little bit. We conquered Guinea. And I guess we will need more paper. So we'll put that in the queue there. And now, I don't think we want to incorporate this. I don't think we want to build this textile mill. But we definitely want to delete these barracks, but we can't right now. We get to continue conquering in through here. So we're actually going to, maybe we should have an interest we can declare now, because we should get a native interest in Senegal. No, I guess not. Fine, fair enough. We'll just keep colonizing there. That's fine. And we're just going to come in here, and we're going to conquer them. This, of course, is a big money move here. I think we'll try and get all the way to Eastern Mali, and then we'll call it an episode. We'll just conquer State Carta. This is not a lot of infamy. And it looks like our rev is not going to pop, our home rev. Not a big deal if it does, but we are, of course, making a ton of money. Let's just add more construction centers, I guess. We could add construction centers around to reduce radicalism. This rev might pop. How can we make all these people pissed? We have to just, like, try and outlaw dissent, right? But we need political agitation to do that. Oh, they all would hate trying to go for autocracy, right? Or even our landowner, or even our main guy doesn't like that. Do they all hate National Guard? Yeah, they do all hate National Guard. So we will force a rev after this. After this, we will force a revolution. And we get railways. I think we're going to come in now and go for... General Staff is always a... Well, it's a good tech, but it's usually not one you want to research. I think we're going to shoot for Quinine here. And I don't think we have any place with an infrastructure problem yet, but... You know, here almost has an infrastructure problem, so we'll proactively add one of those there. We'll conquer this, and then we will provoke these guys to be provoked. Actually, once we finish occupying, maybe? Yeah, because this will happen. Yeah, actually, we want to do it now, so let's do it. We will try and go National Guard, which will make these people super pissed. And we will get a revolution, and it'll be a revolution with all of our states, with our countries. Actually, let's take a save before this, because funky business with great powers. But we will just join the other side of this revolution, and then we will, you know, kneecap the landowners in that way. So we're just going to wait for the enforcement here. Or them to properly get pushed through. Oop, it's just these three. I think they still get enforced on, but we're going to switch sides here. We're going to recruit a general, not an admiral. Danubia. The offensive planner, sure. And we'll load if something happens and they don't win the war against the other guys. So, against these guys here if they don't somehow win this war, because that should finish the other way. The 700 expenses is not too big a deal. We can also spend a bunch of this consumption tax. Ooh, I do think this kills our edicts that we had going, so we're just going to put them back in, because we are living in a new reality now. Yeah, the problem is we actually do have quite a few industries that are taking up the landowners, so yeah, encourage that, perfect. We have no construction going, but we perhaps can't really afford a ton of construction. We'll just, you know, keep on expanding this. Put it on auto expand. We'll put these on auto expand again, because they need to be. Or we need to manually put that in. Do we want to really deficit spend a whole ton? Probably. The logging camps are always really efficient. We'll put them on auto expand. We've started a war with Romania. It looks like they enforced here, so we will be, you know, revving and forcing this through. But while we're doing this, of course, we can try and pass something, right? No, we gotta wait for the election, which is a bit unfortunate, but okay. Fair enough. Partisan papers, you're telling me? Paper bills through, but sure. We are having a paper shortage anyway, so that's big happy. And we should dust these boys up pretty quick. And notably, since we joined on the other side, we lost all of our infamy. This is a bit of an exploit. We're not intentionally doing it, but it is kind of nice that we have no infamy going in. I guess we can establish a colony once we get an interest in that region, which, let's declare an interest. Not in Poland, but in... Oh, we don't have... That's right, we don't have access to the sea. But we are having a revolution. A happy revolution. The revolution of the people. The springtime of the people. It's me or them. What a ridiculous thing to say. We're not going to piss off our entire thing. Alright, and we annex Romania. And we've completed the path to liberalism. Hurrah. Springtime of the people. We will, of course, go parliamentary republic while we can. Freedom, equality, brotherhood. We will, of course, take the radical. Thank you very much. Oh, wait. We will just give popularity because everyone's already a radical. But big happy. We get freedom of trade. Marketplace of the world. You're telling me. I think we'll choose bye-bye-bye. Maybe bye-bye-bye. Did we declare our interest? Oh, we have a native interest here, so we'll put in an interest here. But then we will take a save and we will go after Sengo, which will be pretty good here. Again, we are going for the Mosque of Djenne unique building. Why can't we... Do we not have an interest in here? Let's see. This should be... I'm guessing this is... We don't have an interest in here. Because our native interest has not yet triggered. But we do have a native interest. We just have to wait for it to integrate. I guess, this sort of thing. Let's just take a look through our queue. Kind of... Let's get all these on iron frame buildings. And then we will come on up into here and just keep pushing this economies of scale bonus on this. And that should be all of our construction. We do have all this spent. Let's make sure all of our buildings are on good PMs because they did unwind all their PMs during the revolution, which is classic revolutionary behavior. We will put everything up. Of course, do secular everywhere. Traditional bourgeoisie. We will do intensive grazing, slaughterhouses everywhere, fig orchards everywhere. We'll do vineyards everywhere because they will be more profitable eventually. Not too concerned with what's more profitable. Sawmills, of course, needs to be everywhere. Looks like hardwood can be everywhere now. And then we'll put this on cannon production. So that should start fixing things up. Let's take a look at the market. So we have no trade routes, so we do, of course, need to import some stuff. I think we have no interest anywhere. Okay, now we're starting to get there. So let's see what's most productive. Looks like the British market. We're going to import from them the dyes. And then let's see, what else are we running shortages of? Glass. I think we're going to produce a little bit of glass. We do definitely need this, so we'll import it from the Brits again. And then, unfortunately, we don't have our own sulfur. It's really a nice industry. Big nice industry. I think all this will kind of start fixing itself, and so we can just chill on that. And we get our interests activated in our areas, including our native interests. Okay, so we will go and take stuff from them. I suppose if we wanted to really exploit the fact that we knew we were going to rev and join the other side, we should have generated a ton of infamy, but this is fine. We'll just conquer Western Mali, conquer all the stuff, conquer the things, and get in there. We'll just take a quick look also at the development PMs and see if anything weird's happened. We do want to get rid of this in Guinea and not pay these guys, but we will have these. Do we have a... No, okay. We have 3... I'm not sure where the third general is. That's a little bugged, but sure, fair enough. We have a third general somewhere that's bugged. Migration attraction, good times. I think we'll take this. We are going parliamentary republic. Everyone in the government is currently a radical. They all support it. Look at all these radicals. Radical. Big happy. We will build a couple more construction centers, which is... No, we can't quite do this. We're not gonna do that just yet. I think... Did we need a railroad? Yeah, let's build a railroad here. Put that at the front of the queue, and then... Try and push the economies of scale here on the iron after that. Which is going to be big, nice. Iron's pretty good when you're pushing the economies of scale. And then after this, we don't want to be researching nationalism. Oops. Whoopsie-doo. We want to be going for Quinine. And then after Quinine, we will be going for mechanized workshops, but we're not going to get that far into the game. I think we're just going to be doing this. We're making a little bit of money. Money moves, that is. Now, I think we want to set these on to start wooden passenger carriages, just so that don't have like an awkward situation later more than anything else. And we'll put another one in here, and then we'll kind of let this stuff sort out. We do need... do we not have enough of this? So we'll put another one of these at the front of the queue, because we don't have enough steel. And try and resolve that. We are getting in on Sengo. And then kind of, I think once we get around 100 construction-ish, we will put in a little bit... Actually, we will put in the boats now, because we do want to have some ships. But we'll just wait for them to get to the back of the queue. The plan will be for going for Brunei and Bahrain. These ones are pretty good, but for now we're going to save, and we're going to go after Western Mali. Or we're going to go after Eastern Mali, rather. Here. And show why it's so good. I think this is just 10 infamy. Can we just conquer both? Let's just conquer both. They won't back down if we put in to conquer both. I don't think both will give us... No, it won't give us a ton of infamy. And this will just be, you know, for the sake of map painting. We're going to put in on conquer both. We're going to mobilize, deliver, mobilize, deliver. I think we do have 20 units, and the fact that we only have 13 implies that they're somehow bugged. Unless one of these guys just needs to be... We get springtime of the people, hard workers, and the revolution is victorious. So we can get plus legitimacy, or all pops become loyal. I think we'll take the loyalist, thanks. And then we can do this. And I think the trade unionists aren't even a thing yet, and they're not particularly... Ooh, they are a thing. Ooh. And we're getting their double bonus. Well, we'll definitely take off the petite bourgeoisie, because the bonus of the trade unionists are so good. So we'll do that. And considering we currently have this situation, we might even want to go universal suffrage. And by this situation, I mean the fact that we have all radicals kind of going on. It's kind of a nice opportunity to go universal, which will keep the trade unionists in power a bit better. And we'll just get rid of a couple of consumption taxes here as well, which will stimulate the economy. Hopefully we get this through. We're almost certainly going to get that through. And we can talk about it. And just kind of monitoring some of this other stuff. We are going to be adding some construction after this steel mill finishes. I'm just going to wait, and then we're going to add kind of one construction center everywhere else, I think. That we know doesn't have turmoil problems. Which I think this place still has turmoil problems. Oh, it does not. So we're just going to add one there too. We'll throw this at the back of the queue. But we notably have a ton of iron here, and this is really kind of what we're specializing in here. And we can even export it if it becomes cheap or expensive, rather. We're going to import this from the Xing market. Always big nice on that. We get universal suffrage, big ups. And so now, let's take a look. We're just kind of cruising through some of this stuff. Private schools is fine. We don't really care about the health systems. I guess we do want guaranteed libs, and we can kind of pass that comfortably at this point. And so I'm just kind of looking and seeing if... Okay, let's go total separation first. And we have a bunch of radicals, but at some point we will want to go human rights in order to pass multiculturalism, but I don't think that's quite yet. Well, all this construction came through and we're still making all gobs of cash. And our investment pool is also huge, so we're actually just going to ramp up construction a whole lot more than before. A big part of this, I think, is the fact that we're making iron so cheap. And iron is such a big deal. But here, coming into eastern Mali, we can point out the building we were talking about, which is the Mosque of Djenne. And this will give plus 20% education access, plus an additional 10%, because it's going to benefit from the colonial exploitation throughput bonus, for 22% free education access, which is the equivalent of 2 levels of public schools, which is giving 10 education access per level, which is a little bit better. And so this is huge for just developing a large literacy rate. And so this building is really, really useful. Now, we do not have much in the way of, how should I say, well, we have a bunch of infamy we're decaying anyways, so we're not going to like start any wars, but we don't have any boats. Otherwise, we would be going after Brunei. So in terms of future expansion, here's where I think the path is, because I don't think we're going to be doing that this video. I think you take Brunei, and you look to take all of this as is convenient. In eastern Borneo, there is gold, and in western Borneo, there will be oil. I think you also take Bahrain, because they are going to have quite a nice amount of oil. It's really easy to take, as long with Nejd. And I think this is kind of a preliminary expansion plan. Kind of do this kind of every sort of thing now. Do we want them to gut the other guys? Yeah, we'll let the Intelligentsia gut them a little bit, try and maintain the things. But we have emerged as Romania here, quite convincingly. I mean, if you're not convinced I'm Romania, or we're Romania, we have done it. Let's just kind of, let's get it up to 200 construction, I guess, because I think we could kind of do that here. We're in really good shape. The iron's getting really cheap. We have built a ton of it up here, starting to benefit bigly, and I mean it bigly, from economies of scale. I think we will need another one of these. Nope, we already built another one. So we'll just add a third one, kind of, because this is where we're really pushing it. In recognition of accomplishment, Industrialists deserve all the credit. Let's go, baby. Maybe 150 construction. Did I say 200? I meant 150. We'll see. We'll be getting there in just a moment here. Of course, we are draining the investment pool pretty quick here. And so we do want it to be draining, because right now it's gotten too caked up. It's too big. We need to make moves on this. And we do want to recruit an admiral as well. And not forget the fact that we actually are developing a little bit of a navy. We'll take this guy, I guess. Seems fine enough. And I think we could deficit spend here. Maybe we're a little bit overambitious in terms of our construction, but this is also fine. We're just going to finish this one here, and then we're going to have a chat. So this has been a starting steps video for Romania, an accelerated Romania start we have done by releasing Romania from Austria after first taking a whole bunch. Then we kind of spent some time, you know, righting the ship. We were in a little bit of a rough spot because you start out with a huge bureaucracy deficit when you release from Austria for a variety of reasons. It's a big part of why we decreased the law enforcement at the start, which I think is a critical step, because it'll make your life a whole lot more comfortable when you release Romania. But we fought Kebab, we fought Russia, we got all the Romanian territory, we released it, we righted the ship, and we also notably expanded and got in on the Mosque of Djenne for education access. As far as like future expansion, we talked about going for Borneo, and here Borneo is going to give us a lot of the resources we need, and then here is also going to give us oil later. There's gold here, and then there's eventually gold here in South Africa going Zulu into Transvaal, and this start is much stronger than, you know, starting out as Wallachia, because you notice we formed Romania in like the first 4 years of the game, or we formed Romania. We released Romania from Austria. Austria still has, you know, big infamy. Well, it's come down quite a bit, but we are in a good spot here in Romania. We're industrializing. We kind of outlined a little bit some of the plans where we are focusing on, encouraging manufacturing here in the capital, the future capital, or it's actually just the capital. I guess it auto got put there. Normally it's down here. And then we're encouraging the resource industry here, which is also quite nice. We are focusing on expanding the resource industries kind of first and using supplementary things. We're chasing economies of scale bonus. This is kind of the plan, going into mechanized workshops after this. But overall, I think it's an explosive start. I don't think I'm going to be continuing as Romania. I think this is just kind of an accelerated starting steps video here. But if you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube algorithm stuff, and have a good day. Also, if you've been sitting a while, maybe get up and take a little bit of a walk. It's good for your health. You know, more blood flow. It benefits almost everything you could possibly do. And if you've been sitting through this entire video, you've probably been sitting a decent amount of time. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.